As we come to the close of 2018, we are finishing up another year of the Worlds of Speculative Fiction series. This is year 3, and it's time once again to poll you viewers, subscribers, followers, and other fans to see who you would like to see make it into the next series. I've got 3 slots open. You're going to leave your ideas in the comments below, but don't do it quite yet because I've got plenty of other things to tell you, including who we've got lined up for the 9 slots already. Before I begin, if you're just watching this and you're not quite sure what I'm talking about, the Worlds of Speculative Fiction series is a local talk series that I give here partnering with the Brookfield Public Library, and people have been coming to this for 3 years. We've got quite a few regulars. I began with some classic fantasy and science fiction authors. We've moved into horror, alternate history, a couple other genres as well. And this year we're going to be doing something really cool in 2019. I decided that this time around I would begin by talking about some really classic speculative fiction. So the first 4 slots are reserved for, you might call these seminal authors. We're going to start with Edgar Allan Poe in January, then go on to G.K. Chesterton in February. In March, we're going to look at Mary Shelley. So you know Frankenstein is going to be in there, but not just Frankenstein. And then in April, we're going to talk about Lewis Carroll and his Alice stories and some of his other stuff as well. Then we're going to go on and do some authors, a few of whom were left over from last year, but some are ones I've been wanting to get to. Tanith Lee, we're going to look at her Flat Earth series. Piers Anthony and his Xanth novels, which I read as a kid and really enjoyed. Gordon Dickinson's Child Cycle novels, the Dorsai also called, right? And then we're going to look at somebody from my home state of Wisconsin who played an important role in not just horror, but speculative fiction as well. August Derleth, the person who founded Arkham House Press. And we'll finish up in September with Karl Edward Wagner, the author of the Kane series of books, somebody who I started reading as a kid and really enjoyed. And then October, November, December, those are to be determined. So you can vote. You can weigh in first. What we're going to do is we're going to have a first round where people put comments, and the authors that get the most comments saying, hey, I want you to do this person. And I'm not going to say any authors because I don't want to prejudice it, but if you like author X, just say, hey, I'd like you to do author X. And the ones that get the most comments, I will put into a runoff. We'll pick, say, the top 6. And we'll do this later on in December of 2018. You can get in on that vote as well. I will weight it so that Patreon supporters get a little bit more voting power than other people, but in general, you know, the public will decide. So if you're really into the series, if you've been following along with it, if you've been one of the people who signed up for the free class that I created to house the videos and provide the resources, which I have to get around to updating, but it has a lot of content for you already. If you're one of the fans of that, you're going to want to get in on this so you have some say in the thinkers that I'm going to do. So one more time, we're doing Poe, Chesterton, Shelley, Carroll, Lee, Anthony, Dickson, Derleth, and Wagner. Those are the ones that I've chosen. You can pick anybody else who you like within the realm of speculative fiction. So that means horror, that means fantasy, that means sci-fi, that means science fantasy, that means alternate history, that means all these other sort of things that fall under the rubric of speculative fiction. So put your comments below, and I look forward to seeing what you guys have in mind for what I ought to do in 2019.